You know that feeling? When you're trying to figure out this whole make money online thing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like there are so many gurus, everyone's shouting about their, secret sauce,
Mm-hmm.
and you just end up more confused than when you started.
Totally lost. Yeah.
Well, today we're kind of grabbing a virtual machete, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and hacking through some of that confusion.
Cutting through the noise.
Exactly. We're doing a deep dive into something really specific,
Yeah.
how to actually connect with those cold leads from MyLeadGenSecret, MLGS.
Right.
Specifically, the best way is to use email to reach them.
And we've been digging into some pretty interesting open source stuff. There's this article from a Philibert by Peter, dated May 16th, 2025.
Okay.
It's part of a bigger research project they're doing on MLGS, and it's packed with advice, really aimed at beginners, but honestly useful for anyone not quite getting the results they want.
So our mission here really is to pull out the stuff you can actually use,
Hmm.
the actionable bits from this article. We want to give you, the listener, a clearer path. How do you reach these leads? They're skeptical, we know that, but maybe, just maybe, open to the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Still looking.
Think of this as like your shortcut to understanding what works, hopefully some aha moments, and crucially, skipping the information overload part.
Definitely want to avoid that.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So, MLGS leads,
Yep.
cold, make money, online niche. What's the biggest challenge here?
Well, the article really drills down on this. The main thing is these people, they've seen it all.
Right. Bombarded.
Exactly. So many offers, they're naturally wary, maybe even cynical. But, and this is key, Peter's research suggests they haven't totally given up. They're still, keeping an eye out for something real.
Okay. So there's hope.
There's hope. And the article zooms in on the specific email tactics that can break through that skepticism, make
Yeah.
a genuine connection.
Right. So it's not just about blasting out any old email.
Oh, what?
The format, the style of the article says these are critical.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about like proven stuff for email length, the tone, those all important subject lines.
Yeah, content structure, building trust, which is huge.
Huge. And also what not to do. The mistakes that sink you instantly.
Mm-hmm. All tailored for MLGS affiliates, specifically.
Okay, let's start with something basic, maybe,
Yeah.
but sounds like it really matters. Email length. Short versus long. What's the verdict for these cold leads?
The research is pretty clear on this one. For cold leads, shorter is generally better. Much better.
Okay, why is that?
Well, think about your own inbox, right? It's chaos.
Tell me about it.
So getting a massive email from a stranger, you're probably just going to, glance at it, maybe delete it.
Yeah, probably delete.
Brevity respects their time. That's the first thing. And second, it actually sparks curiosity without making them feel like they have to commit to reading, like a novel.
And the article actually quotes people saying things like, short and sweet,
Mm-hmm.
brief, and to the point.
Yeah, and that it gets the job done nicely for converting cold prospects. It even mentions a specific number, like around 120 words, as being kind of perfect.
Wow, 120 words. That feels really short. Are we saying like longer emails with more detail are just out? For cold leads, what about building that connection?
That's a fair point. The article definitely leans towards short for the first contact, but it does say, look, longer story-based emails can work.
Oh, okay. But there's a catch.
Big catch, you need to be really good at hooking them instantly, like right away.
No slow buildup.
No. The research warns about starting too slow. That's the killer mistake. The advice is literally start with an explosion. Jump right in. Intriguing question, bold statement, something.
Right. Grab them by the eyeballs from line one.
Exactly. And think of each short email as just one core idea, one thing to focus on. Makes it easier for them to digest in, our crazy short attention span world.
Okay, so takeaway for you listening. Test different lengths, sure, but probably lean towards concise, curiosity-driven emails initially. More detail can come later, maybe on a landing page.
Or in follow-ups, yeah, once you've actually got their attention.
Okay, so you got the open, maybe with that short email. Now what? Subject line. It's got to be huge, right?
Oh, absolutely massive. The article basically says the subject line is your first impression, sometimes your only impression with these leads.
Makes sense.
And it really highlights the power of curiosity-driven subject lines.
Yeah.
Says they can potentially double your open rates.
Double, wow. How? What's the psychology there?
It's about creating an open loop, like a cliffhanger in a TV show.
Yeah, leaves you hanging.
Exactly. It creates this little ish in the brain, this need to know the answer, taps into FOMO, fear of missing out.
Okay, give us some examples from the article, like what's a bland one versus a good curiosity one?
Okay, so bland might be, join my MyLeadGenSecret for 100 leads a day. Kind of flat, right?
Yeah, seen a million like it.
The curiosity version they suggest is, this secret got me 100 leads a day, but there's a catch.
Ah, okay, I see it. What's the secret? What's the catch?
Exactly. Your brain immediately asks those questions. You have to open it to find out.
Clever. Any others?
Oh, yeah. They mention things like 3 odd facts I learned from 3,000 leads or why I almost quit and what changed my mind. They hint at a story, something unusual, piques interest.
And it's not just the subject line itself, right? The article mentions using curiosity inside the email too.
Yeah, exactly. Little cliffhanger phrases within the email body like, here's what happened or one thing left to do that can push clicks to your link.
Or even get them looking for your next email.
Yeah, some people even tease the next day's email content, builds anticipation.
Right.
The trick is, don't overdo it and always deliver on the promise when they click.
Good point. And the article brings up the basics too, right? Keep subject lines short, mobile friendly.
Absolutely crucial. It quotes a stat, something like over 1.7 billion people check email on their phones. So yeah, keep them short, maybe 6 to 10 words max, so they don't get cut off on a small screen.
Right.
And the article really stresses that a good curiosity-picking subject line doesn't just get opens, it impacts clicks and conversions down the line. They even mention a case study showing that.
So bottom line for subject lines.
Yeah.
Open loops, cliffhangers, questions, get them curious.
That's the name of the game for getting more opens.
Okay, subject line nailed. They're in the email. Now, the actual content, the body. The article compares a few styles. Listicles, stories, results.
Yeah, it looks at those 3 mainly. Listicles, story-based, and proof or results-based emails. Often it says a mix is best.
Let's take listicles first, like top 5 reasons type things.
Yeah.
Why do those work well for cold leads?
The article suggests they work because, well, they're structured, easy to scan,
Yeah.
and people are just naturally drawn to lists, right? 3 reasons. I finally joined MLGS.
Okay.
It promises information that's easy to digest, kind of snackable, and it directly answers that question in their head. Okay, why should I even bother looking at this?
The example you just gave, 3 reasons I finally joined MLGS. What were the points? Something like easy leads, low cost.
Yeah, exactly. Like 1, easy daily leads. 2, super affordable, like $1 a day. 3, you can earn while you build your list. Simple, compelling points.
That does sound like it hits the key thing someone in the MMO space might be looking for.
Right. It creates intrigue. Okay, what are these reasons? And delivers value quickly. The article even mentions HubSpot suggesting maybe 4 or 5 points is good. Whet their appetite, don't overwhelm them.
And you can still inject personality into a listicle.
Totally. Add little mini stories or your own take on each point. It doesn't have to be dry.
Okay, cool. Now, what about stories? Story-based emails. We touched on this for longer emails, but how do they work generally for cold leads?
The article really emphasizes stories as a way to cut through the clutter, all the bland promo emails people get.
Right. Stand out.
Yeah. A relatable story, maybe your own journey, builds an emotional connection. And crucially, it builds credibility in a way just listing features can't.
And for MLGS specifically, that I was skeptical too, angle is powerful.
Very powerful, according to the research. It creates instant common ground. You understand their hesitation because you felt it too.
Makes total sense. The article mentions someone sharing their struggles, then their MLGS breakthrough, and getting replies like, okay, sounds interesting, but what's the catch? That's huge engagement from a cold lead, right?
Massive. It shows the story landed, it resonated, they're genuinely interested. The article stresses, good stories build trust, make you memorable.
So any tips for writing story emails from the article?
Yeah, a few key ones. Start strong, middle of the action maybe. Use a conversational, authentic tone. Paint a picture, but keep it fairly short, maybe 2 to 4 paragraphs.
Oh.
And always, always tie the story back to your offer. Clear call to action, like if you're ready for your breakthrough.
Got it. So stories might not be instant click getters all the time, but they warm up the list, build long-term trust.
Exactly. Higher conversions down the road because they feel they know you or at least relate to you.
Okay, third type, results-based or proof emails. Seems obvious, show them the money.
Right. Pretty much. It's about tangible outcomes. Your earnings, leads generated, whatever proves the system actually works.
Addresses that show me the proof. Skepticism.
Directly. The article notes that skeptical leads demand results, so giving them believable numbers, maybe even short testimonials, can be really persuasive.
An example was like, proofs, my 30-day results with program. showing specific earnings, making it clear it's profit, and maybe small screenshots.
Yeah, little screenshots or photos can add visual proof. But, and this is a big, but the article highlights don't go over the top.
Avoid the hype.
Avoid the unbelievable claims. Stick to reasonable, true figures. Be honest. Frame it in terms of what's possible for them. Like, someone brand new could realistically aim for this. So it's not just bragging, it's showing potential. Exactly. It builds confidence, shows you're credible, not just some guru flashing fake numbers.
Okay, so listicles, stories, proof. Sounds like the best bet is to mix it up.
That's what the research points to.
Yeah.
Maybe a listicle to hook them, a story to connect, then results to push them over the edge. Or even blend elements in one email.
Like, 5 reasons I love MLGS. And trust me, I was skeptical too.
Perfect example. Hits multiple notes. Curiosity, relatability, value, hint of proof. The key, the article says, is track your results. See what your audience responds to.
Right. Test, test, test.
But that combo curiosity plus value plus proof seems to be the winning formula. Remember, these cold leads, they want something different from the usual spam, something authentic.
This is super useful.
Oh.
Okay, let's switch gears slightly. Tone. And trust. Equally important, right? The article says what they read right after the greeting is critical.
Absolutely critical. That's where you hook them or lose them. And the foundation is building trust and rapport right from the start.
How do you do that?
Big one. Start with their perspective, not yours. Avoid those me pitches. Focus on their needs, their problems, how you can help them.
Like that example. If you're like me, you've probably wasted time and money.
Exactly. Creates an instant bond, shows you get it, address their challenges, their goals in simple, relatable language.
And the tone itself.
Friendly.
Conversational.
Definitely. The advice is, write like you're talking to a colleague or a friend you respect. Warm, genuine, down to earth.
So, no hype, no all CL cap PS, no jargon.
Please no. Avoid all that. Casual greetings, lines that sound like a real person, like, look, I'll get straight to it. Making money online isn't as easy as they say, is it?
Yeah, that feels more real.
It connects better. And that tip about reading your emails aloud, seriously, do it. You'll catch the awkward bits, the stuff that sounds fake.
Good tip. What about credibility? You need to you know something, right? Without bragging.
Yeah, you need to subtly answer that "why should I listen to you?" question.
Oh.
Maybe mention relevant experience briefly, but frame it as a benefit to them. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I finally found something that works consistently.
Okay, subtle, not a resume.
Exactly. Or mention being part of a community, or having results, but keep it humble. The key is sounding authentic and helpful, more than listing credentials.
And focus on helping, not selling, at least initially.
Big time. Adopt that helpful mentor or peer vibe. Maybe offer a quick tip up front, no strings attached, like, here's a subject line tweak that doubled my clicks.
Build goodwill first.
Earn the right to be heard later. Keep that value-first mindset throughout the email.
Makes sense. And be authentic, transparent. Don't hide you're promoting something.
Right. Don't hide it, but frame it as a solution that helped you. And acknowledging their skepticism is powerful, too. Look, I know this might sound too good to be true.
I felt the same way.
Exactly. Being candid, even about catches or effort needed, builds massive trust. The article mentioned user reports confirming this honesty breaks down walls.
In a niche full of hype, honesty stands out.
It really does. Personalization helps too, even small things. Use their first name if you have it, naturally. Mention the MMO niche specifically. Write like you're talking to one person.
Avoid the generic dear friend stuff.
Please. And finally, formatting. Seems small, but huge impact. Short paragraphs, bullet points.
Keep it easy to read, especially on phones.
Yep. Big blocks of text are just intimidating. Rule of thumb, 1-3 sentences per paragraph, maybe 3 to 5 max. Use white space, get to the point.
So all these things together, the right tone, starting with them being real, making it readable, that's how you warm up cold leads.
That's how you build trust fast. And trust leads to clicks, leads to engagement.
Okay, this is a great roadmap. Now, quickly, let's cover the flip side, the mistakes. What does the article say to absolutely avoid?
Okay, rapid fire pitfalls. Number 1, don't sound like spam or a scam.
Obvious, but critical.
Yeah. Avoid hype, trigger words, aggressive selling, too many caps or exclamation points. Deceptive subjects. Aim for curiosity, not suspicion.
Got it. Next.
Focusing on yourself, not the reader. We covered this, but it's a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Always slip it. How does this help them? Ego out, reader first.
Right. What else?
Writing huge blocks of text. Keep paragraphs short, scannable. Respect their time, especially mobile readers. Get to the point.
Makes sense.
Selling too hard, too soon. Don't hit cold leads with a hard pitch in email 1. Build the relationship. Give value first. Earn the pitch. One clear CTA later.
Okay. No desperate sales vibes.
None. Also, failing to build any trust or credibility. Vague claims, no proof, no authenticity, forget it. Add something to show you're legit. Brief intro, proof snippet, something. Don't ask for big commitments early.
And don't just copy-paste generic emails.
Please don't. Use swipes for ideas maybe, but rewrite them in your voice. Add your personality. Authentic messages stand out. Generic gets ignored.
Good one. Anything else?
Proofread. Typos, grammar errors, broken links, they kill credibility instantly. Test your links.
Oh yeah, broken links are the worst.
And finally, don't give up too soon. Cold leads often need multiple touches. Follow up, persistently but politely. Tweak your approach based on results. Consistency is key.
Wow, okay. That's a great list of don'ts. So pulling this all together, the main message seems to be that marketing to these cold biz op leads, it's tricky. Part art, part science.
Absolutely. And testing is everything. You have to see what your leads respond to.
But the overall philosophy is engage, don't just pitch.
Exactly. Lead with curiosity, deliver value, share stories, show proof. Write like a real person, connect with them, build that confidence, that camaraderie.
The goal isn't just immediate sales, it's building a list of people who actually want to hear from you.
That's the long game. They see your name, they open it because they know you offer genuine help. Real insights.
So the expert consensus from the article boils down to keep it concise, spark curiosity, use engaging formats, weave in stories and proof, build trust with a genuine value-first vibe.
And avoid the spammy stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And with something like MLGS giving you leads daily, it's like a constant practice ground, right, to refine your approach.
It really is. A daily chance to get better and track those results. Open rates, clicks, replies. Let the data tell you what's working.
Right. Let the numbers guide you. And remember patience, persistence.
Crucial. It takes time. But think about it. Focusing on building those relationships, not just the immediate sale, that's how you can turn seemingly cold leads into genuinely engaged prospects. Maybe the real question to ask yourself isn't just how can I sell, but how can I start building a real connection with this person through my next email?